Hello, everybody. Today is September 29th, 2019. It's my day 2.140. I had to look that up and just want to make a video that I think is going to be called I Got Rotor-Rootered or something like that. Just as a follow-up, I went and saw my surgeon on Friday and she cleaned me out. Previous to that, about a week ago, I had a discharge of bloody urine, blood in my pee, and I thought I was having trouble, like my urinary tract was collapsing like it did before. About 3 or 4 months ago I did that. And as it turns out, everything's normal, looking good. She took, I'm trying to think of a good example here. She took sorry, I don't prepare for these. These videos are off the top of my head. I don't rehearse them. She took a stick, basically a stick with a Q-tip on it, and she kind of was like, "Now let me know if this hurts you," and up my urethra hole, and it came back out. And she kind of said, "Well, let me try something else." And she took, looked like tweezers, and she kind of did something, and I was like, "Ooh, I can feel you." And then she said, "Well, you look good and everything. I will do one more thing. You have some granulation or granular, I don't know, granite, something." And she took another stick that had silver nitrate on the end of it, and she touched some things that made me go, "Woo!" And that was it. And so, who knows, what exactly it was, but that was the end of it. And since then, everything's open and open for business, so that's good. I'll load off my mind. So many thanks to if you kept me in your mind and you said, "I hope she doesn't have problems." I appreciate that. Another thing that's kind of going on I want to talk about is my job. I'd mentioned it before. And Friday, the day of going in to see my surgeon, I had some time, and I looked on my company's website, and I just kind of went down the whole list. There were 219 jobs in Louisville, Kentucky, where I live, and I just went down each one of them, and if there was something that I thought I might want to do, I applied for it. And today I went back and looked at some of the jobs, and I'm like, it's not really much of a match or whatnot, but I just felt the need that I had to do something. I couldn't just sit here and wake up and feel like miserable, or questioning myself, doubting myself, and thinking about dark thoughts, which we talked about last time, some dark thoughts that I had. When you're looking at, or from my perspective, when you're looking at another job and you're asking yourself, okay, I think I don't like my situation. I want to change it. In the dark thought arena, you're like, I'm going to kill myself if I don't get another job, if I don't do something else. Well, it's on us to do something else, And so I was like, well, how much does someone who work at Walmart, make? How much does, if your alternative, and the Church of the Subgenius, this is going to be a very far tangent if you look them up. Church of the Subgenius had a "or kill me" rule. It was like, give me a raise, or kill me. Give me, you force a choice from someone, and they're like, of course they're not going to kill you. So then they do the alternative. So, but when you're looking, and that's kind of humorous. This other thing is not humorous. But the idea of, okay, I might take this other job that doesn't pay as much as my current job, and it might be a bit of a financial struggle, and that's in quotes, struggle. What is a struggle? However, overall, I will be happy, and I will live through it as opposed to staying in a bad situation for the money where you're miserable. And there's probably different degrees of that. So, among the jobs that I applied for to be an administrative assistant, a secretary. And, again, it's one of those things. You have the skill set. I've never been a secretary, but you have the skill set. I know word processing. I know PowerPoint to a degree. I mean, things in my past I have done, I feel like I could be, and I've never tried it. So how do you know if you're not going to like it or not? But again, you question, then it comes down to, again, is the money right? Well, can you put a price on your happiness? And again, if you're not making enough to make it, then it's a bad decision, right? But happiness, life, I don't know. Don't have the answer to that. But I thought I would share that. And as a bit of funny story to it, I had not read about 4 or 5 months ago. I was looking for another job, and I had been using my resume, a different one on one computer. But the resume that I had uploaded into my company's system was an older resume from before I transitioned. And so I was reading it today because I wanted to update it. And I realized that on it, it had my Eagle Scout award, under awards and certificate, whatever the lower half or the last few lines of where you put your hobbies or your interests, and it said awards, and for me, it says Eagle Scout, 1985 or whatever. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, no, I didn't just do that. And sure enough, to the 5 jobs I applied to on Friday, it says Eagle Scout on the bottom. So I outed myself. Not that you couldn't guess anyway that I was transgender. At least I think it's obvious, but we see ourselves through different eyes than everyone else does. So that's my funny story. We'll see if anything comes out of it. See if anything comes out of it. But, again, and I went back today and I looked at the write-up for being a secretary, for organizing meetings and, things that I've never done before. Again, are you crazy for trying to do that? At the same time, why not? Try it. Again, if the money is right. That's probably going to be my hang-up. I'm not going to be able to do it because the money's not right. My salary requirements are too high. But again, like I said, evaluate. You may end up enjoying it. But I guess I'll close on a thought. I kind of want to keep this short. I spent a lot of my time today brushing up on my skills. Word 2010, Word Up, and some other things from my job that I currently have that I don't quite understand. Trying to, it's working, trying to learn something so you have the skill when you have the time, which is on a Saturday. I know people probably go, "You're crazy. Why are you working on a Saturday?" Well, it's quiet. But I wanted to share something that I realized when I got home. I didn't wear makeup today or whatnot, and I was like, for the video, I wanted to put a little bit of lipstick on, and I guess I want to share something that I think we all experience, whether you wear lipstick or not, but there probably was a time in your life when makeup was forbidden. Let me take you out of it, and I apologize for an inference, but for me, it was forbidden. It was like forbidden fruit, and go over to my grandma's house for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, and I always felt like her above her toilet, or she had shelving, and that's where her makeup was. And so the little boy would go into the bathroom and pee, and just would stare at the makeup and nail polish and everything else. And it was right there. It was in front of me, but it was forbidden. I couldn't touch it. It was almost like kryptonite. I couldn't touch it. I wanted to so badly, and I almost wonder what if that happened to you when you were growing up. If you had a sister, or I guess we all have mothers, right? But again, the makeup was forbidden. You couldn't, you couldn't, you couldn't have it or enjoy it. And the other thing is, then when you get older, you go over to your friend's house or whatever, and you open up their medicine cabinet, or have you ever looked in their drawers to find where their makeup is? You're just curious. I've done it. I imagine you have too. But it becomes forbidden, and then it's no longer forbidden because we can do whatever we want. And lately, I've not been wearing any makeup. Not necessarily because I got tired of it, but just, it just, I don't know. But anyway, and that's it. So I'll end this on a positive note. There's been a couple of videos that's been kind of negative. I won't say that the dark thoughts have left me periodically, and I feel like I'm fighting. I'm pushing through to explore and to try to find a way to make this all work. Facebook does a thing where it'll give you your memory from a year ago. And a year ago, I was sewing. They're not kimonos. It's the summer kimono, and I forget what it's called, Yakuta or something. Y-U-K. Anyway, we'll say kimono. And a year ago, I was sewing my daughter's kimono for Halloween and my kimono for Halloween. And I was just trying to think about a year ago, I didn't question my job. I didn't question what I did for a living. I didn't, why was I happy then and content and not happy now and content, especially with some of the stuff that's been going on lately? Doesn't make any sense. What changed other than the need to get rotor-rootered? Perhaps I dealt with stuff that I don't deal with now very well because I knew that GCS was around the corner. If I kept my mouth shut and I just did my job and I was quiet, I'd have GCS. And now we're past that, and so now it's like I'm having issues with things I didn't have problems with before. And things are definitely different now. As people change, our jobs change, our companies change. And, again, there are moments where I'm like, can't you be happy? Can you be content like you used to be? And for the present moment, very challenging, very, very challenging. I've been asked to go in a direction that I don't get, I don't understand. And that's very frustrating without giving too much away of what I do or what I've been asked to do. It's stuff that I have, my brain is very mechanical, and process A results in B, which takes us to C. And this other, what I've been asked to do now is none of that. It's all of this stuff that probably, if given enough time, I'll be able to figure out. And I'm going to do my best, obviously, to do that. But it's definitely very, very different than what I'm used to. So, and that said, like I said, I've applied to be an administrative assistant, and that also will have some challenges and some new things to it as well. So, other than outing myself, right? At least I can laugh about it. Oh man, I don't get it. We'll keep trying. We'll keep trying. Till next time. Good luck, my friends. And best of luck in becoming your authentic self. Whatever I normally say. Best of luck to becoming the person that you want to be. And that's very, very true. Very, very true. Wouldn't it be nice? I realized I just said my closing line, but this is probably going to sound very communist or socialist. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we all got paid the same, which communism, socialism, perhaps, regardless of what you do? In other words, you would try to do the job that you want to do without the idea of money. I guess it's kind of a foreign concept here in America, but for me, let's say here I'm doing job A and I get paid X, and I really want to do job B, which is not as much money as X, and I can't afford to take that pay cut, let's say. Wouldn't it be nice to be in a society where, no, whatever job you enjoy doing, or you do, you get your needs are going to be taken care of. I don't know necessarily if that's socialism or communism, but you know what I mean? Wouldn't that be nice? You could do what your heart's content is, which I guess probably some people wouldn't do anything, and they wouldn't have to work. I mean, I can see where someone could use that argument, but wouldn't that be kind of cool? Perhaps. All right. Until next time, good luck, and I will see you later. Peace out.